Greetings, boys and girls. It is now time for Reader's Workshop. We're having fun learning reading today. Reading today is fun. We learn from our success. We learn from everyone. We're having fun learning reading today. Reading today is fun. We learn from our success. We learn from everyone. We're learning to think. Think today. Thinking today is fun. Thinking helps us solve problems. Solving problems helps everyone. We're learning to think. Think today. Thinking today is fun. Thinking helps solve problems. Solving problems helps everyone. Girls, can you read our learning target with me? I can identify what an author wants to explain or describe. Boys and girls, remember our vocabulary words are fact, and a fact is something that is true. It's real information, and it can be proven. For example, if I say that dog has 4 legs, you can look at the dog and count its legs to see if what I said can be proven. But an opinion is something that you think or feel, and it may not be true for everyone. For example, I might say, rainy days are sad. Everyone might not think a rainy day is a sad day. Our next vocabulary words are informational texts. And those are books or passages that give facts about different topics. Topics such as sports, animals, science, space, and more. Now remember, an author writes for 3 main reasons. First, an author writes informational text to answer questions. For example, a question like, why do birds sing? Or how do fish swim? Remember to look for a question mark to determine if an author is writing to answer a question. An author also writes informational text to describe people, places, events, or things. For example, if you read a book about World War II, that's an event. Or a book about the Grand Canyon, that's a place. Remember to look for adjectives when an author describes. Finally, an author writes informational text to explain how to do things or to explain how things happen. For example, how does a ladybug form? Or explaining how to cook something in a recipe, or explaining how to perform a science experiment. Remember to look for transition words like first, or next, or last, or maybe steps like 1, 2, 3, or 4. Now, let's look at a passage for today. Remember, we read the answer choices to get us ready to read the passage so that we'll know what we're reading about and we'll know why we're reading. Answer choice A says to explain how bats fly. Answer choice B says to answer why bats are not like birds. And answer choice C says to describe bats. Now that we know our answer choices, can you help me read the passage for today? There are more than 1,000 kinds of bats. Like birds, bats have wings and can fly. However, bats are not birds. Bats have fur, not feathers. Let's look at answer choice A again, to explain how bats fly. Now, boys and girls, remember, explain means to tell steps like first, next, then, or last. Or maybe writing numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4 to tell you how to do something in order. Do we see any of that in this passage? No, we don't. So let's slash the trash. Let's look at answer choice B. To answer why bats are not like birds. Now remember, to answer means to answer a question. Boys and girls, did you see a question mark at the beginning of this passage? Was the author asking a question and then answering the question? No, not this time. So slash the trash. Now let's look at answer choice C, to describe bats. Let's look back at the passage. Well, the passage did say that bats have fur and not feathers. That's giving me a mental picture or a picture in my mind about what a bat looks like. It also says bats have wings and can fly. That's also describing what a bat looks like and what it can do. So the best answer choice is C, to describe bats. Great job, boys and girls. Now it's time for you to read a passage on your own. Remember, read the answer choices first so that you can get in your mind what the passage may be about, and you can give yourself a reason for reading the passage. Pause the video, have fun reading, and don't forget, slash the trash and pick your best answer last. Welcome back, boys and girls. Now let's go back over our answer choices. A says to explain how moles live underground. B says to answer what moles are. And C, to describe moles. So I now know that this passage is about an animal named a mole. Can you reread this passage with me? What are moles? Moles have rounded bodies and thick, soft fur that's usually black or gray. They are about 6 inches long and weigh about 6 ounces. Their eyes are tiny because they live underground, where they don't need to see well. Great job, boys and girls. So let's look at answer choice A again, to explain how moles live underground. Now remember, boys and girls, to explain means to give steps, like first, next, then, and last, or maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you see any transition words here, or any numbers or lists? No. So it's not to explain how to do something. Let's look at answer choice B, to answer what moles are. Well, remember, to answer means there's a question, and then after the question, there's an answer. So let's look at the beginning of this passage. Oh, look! What are moles? I see a question because it has a question mark at the end. And then the rest of the passage answers this question. So it looks like B is the best answer. But let's not circle it yet. Let's look at all of the answer choices and slash the trash, then pick the best answer last. C says to describe moles. Well, moles are being described. They have rounded bodies, thick, soft fur that's black or gray. They're 6 inches long, 6 ounces in weight. They have tiny eyes. Okay, boys and girls, so now we have to pick the best answer. Since the passage starts off with a question and the question is answered, we're going to choose B as the best answer choice. So slash C and pick B. Great job, boys and girls. Now, at this time, let's review what we've learned today. Remember, an author's purpose or reason for writing a passage or a book can be remembered by using the word lemonade. Look at the last 3 letters, A, D, E. A means an author writes a passage to answer a question. Don't forget to look for that question mark. D means the author is describing something. Remember, look for describing words or adjectives. And E means the author is explaining something. When an author explains how to do something, look for transition words like first, next, or last. Or maybe look for steps in the process. Now it's time for you to read one of your Just Right books for at least 20 minutes. Then write about one of your books using a book response form. After that, you can log into Headsprout or Freckle and continue to have fun reading online. Remember, on my blog, you'll see an online reading page that also helps you with Author's Purpose. Have fun learning!